I'm on the mic. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another Snooze Button. It is the second one ever that we're doing in person.
Third.
Third? Is it the third?
I don't know.
I think it's the second one ever that we're doing in person. Prove me wrong. Back again today, feeling good. Love to be needlessly corrected right at the start of the show by Kylie Theodora. Hi, Kylie. How are you today? Is there anything else you took issue with? Any other nitpicks?
I'd love to get straight to the first thing I took issue with. We're starting at 11:30.
Okay, and why is that?
And we were just about. You said, "All right, we're late now, but we can start." And I was like, "Oh crap! What is it? 11:05, 11:08? It's 11:30."
Okay,
I got here at 10:15. I was at Keith's apartment.
Yeah. And I've been ready to go for half an hour.
45 minutes early, but the host of the show just let us cruise on past 11
sorry, I didn't
a.m.
know that it was singularly my responsibility to be aware of the time. I knew that we were late.
Hey.
The entire time that you were having a conversation with me, I just thought that we were not, not taking it serious.
No, we're taking it serious. Okay, going forward, just assume we're taking it serious. And also, that I was vaping this weed vape, and so I'm not.
I don't know that.
I'm not taking it serious.
I don't know that.
And so obviously, if I'm vaping this, if I'm not taking it serious, you gotta be the one who takes it serious. I think that's clear.
Okay, so let's rewind and I want to do a little play for you about.
Oh, do you want us to redo the play of us talking about the podcasters we like the least?
No, I absolutely don't want to do that.
Okay.
That's why we were late. I was like, well, obviously Kylie wants to do this instead of starting, so let's do that.
Wrong. I was just Keith. The thing
was
I hadn't checked the clock on my phone because I don't like to be just like you don't like to be near your phone in your apartment. I don't like to be near my phone in your apartment, and so I was just giving it some space.
I do want you to know, by the way, that you actually haven't been here since 10:15. You've been here since 10:30.
Okay.
And so by the time we were all set up and ready to go, it was 11, and you started a conversation. So I thought you were just I just want to have this conversation.
We went straight from selecting a game for Snooze Button into talking about, I think we started talking about discussion topics. I mean, we were preparing to do the show, and that's how it segued into a discussion about talk shows. Like we were actually we just started talking about podcasts because we were starting to do one.
Right. Yeah. And I'm sorry for taking it on faith that you wanted to continue that conversation with me. I won't do that again.
Don't do that. If you and I were having a conversation about Star Wars and then it was like 11, I'd be like, shut the fuck up. It's time to start the show.
Right. But if it was about Star Wars, then I would say, stop talking about this. We should talk about this on the podcast. But I would never talk about what we were talking about on the podcast.
Okay. Well, I just think
it was mean.
Yeah. Well, but obviously it was just not. We had a show to do. You should have told me it's time to do the show, and I would have done the show.
I was not aware that you didn't know. I'm sorry.
All right. Well,
that you didn't look at your clock.
Keith, going forward, just assume I never know what the fuck's going on and you have to be in charge. That's basically the only thing I've ever wanted is for you to be in charge, but to do it the way I would do it if I was in charge. Do that.
Sounds unreasonable to me, but what else is going on besides breaking the law by getting high during Run Button? That's not the federal law that says that you shouldn't do that, but my law of don't smoke weed on Run Button because it makes you bad at it.
Well, what can I say? I'm a rule breaker. I'm a puff taker. and I'm here to snooze, baby.
Yes,
Sorry,
Kylie has been waiting a full year to slowly transition Snooze Button away from being a talk show and into being the sort of show where she gets so high that she falls asleep on air.
Oh, so you mean what, High Court, any Doug Benson show, basically?
Sure.
Trying to
Is
turn
he
this
still
into
alive?
a Doug Benson show. Yeah. Well, because
he's still doing the weed thing?
Yeah, weed doesn't kill you, so he'll be alive doing his thing and for the rest of time.
Oh, that's good.
He did I mean, yeah. I watched a few minutes of High Court with Doug Benson. Did you ever see that?
I know about it.
I have to say, I mean, it must be canceled because it's an entirely premise-driven show. The premise is, what if it was daytime court TV,
right?
Except the judge was Doug Benson, and the judge was super duper stoned, like Doug Benson.
Okay, well, it's a premise-driven show, but those judge shows are never getting canceled. So I assume that the demand to listen to someone be a judge is so high that it can sustain two different stupid comedians' versions of a parody on that show.
Are there two of those?
There's Judge John Hodgman.
Oh, that's different.
It's not different.
No, it is different because the High Court thing is like, it's literally people being like, they owe me $100 for breaking my stuff. It's like literally Judge Judy, but the judge is Doug Benson. It's the stupidest thing.
Okay, so it's less of a
it just is that.
It just is.
It's not a parody. It is.
Well, I guess, but the John Hodgman thing isn't a parody. It just is a different kind of complaint.
It's a different thing. I'm not talking about John Hodgman. Pass.
Why not?
Because I was talking about Doug Benson.
They're the same guy. That's so funny.
What?
That's such a funny thing to claim. Yeah, those guys are the same. They do the same thing.
Doug Benson is basically John Hodgman. And I think since we've reached an agreement, we can move on from the subject entirely.
Okay.
Except for those court shows make me mad. And also,
yeah, I don't like them.
I hate them. And also, sometimes they're fake or all the time they're fake. I don't know. Lame.
They are definitely not deciding anything.
Yeah.
They're not actual arbitration. I think that the premise of a lot of them is just that that if you are seeking money, you get it in payment from the show.
Huh.
And so then they just do a performance. I don't know if the defendant also gets something.
Mm-hmm.
But I know that if like you're seeking $500 because someone broke your car's windshield or something, instead of making them pay if they're found like quote unquote guilty, I don't know if they find people guilty. If they find you at fault, I think it's the show that pays, not the defendant.
Thanks, I hate it.
Well,
oh, fuck off. I don't need you devil's advocating court TV to me.
If that's what's happening, I guess it's nice that someone doesn't have to pay money.
Yes, yeah, it's nice that the show pays people money or whatever. I was basically ignoring that part. I'm just still mad about it.
They seem exploitative.
Yeah.
So there you go. They seem exploitative. I don't watch enough of them to have any.
And also,
thoughts.
it's just trash.
Nah, I don't watch enough of them. Enough of them would be one. I don't watch any of them.
Keith, that's not edifying. It's not wholesome for your brain like Run Button.
Yeah, Run Button, good for your brain.
Good for your brain, good for your heart. Hey, Keith, what game are we playing later on Snooze Button?
We're playing Crimson Skies, an original Xbox classic game.
Crimson Skies, The High Road to Revenge.
Right. This is
the second or third game to bear the Crimson Skies name.
Oh, it is not the first one?
No. Apparently, I think the first ones were more like flight sims, and so there were old Crimson Sky heads being like, this is the console version for babies.
Oh, okay. I know that Crimson Skies has flight in it.
Yeah.
So I always thought this was the first. So the original Xbox one is the third one, not the one that we
second or third. Yeah,
got it. Okay,
but it's its whole own universe, and
so it was highly reviewed and well received.
Yeah.
When it came out, it's a game that you had and liked as a kid. It's a game that friends of mine at school had and liked. And it was just like one of those things where you're a kid and you don't really get to control which and how many video games you own.
Yeah. Well, notably, it came as it was the game that was included in the Xbox Live starter kit bundle. So it came with like a headset and like a month or 3 of Xbox Live. When
is it
that
possible that
service
I had
first
Xbox
started.
Live so early that didn't exist yet?
It is possible if you got it like right when it started.
I really was. I believe that I was in like the first month of Xbox Live.
Yeah. And so that was why you told me. I was like, oh, I forget, whatever. We were looking at the Games Pass list, and we came to Crimson Skies, and you said that you hadn't played it, and I was physically taken aback.
Like a game that I finished last week, Psychonauts 1.
Wow.
It is a game that I've been wanting to play since it was new and just never was able to.
Yeah, because I'm thinking original Xbox game, especially an original Xbox Live popular multiplayer game. That's Keith's wheelhouse.
Yeah, it's my
What's
wheelhouse.
he doing not having played Crimson Skies High Road to Revenge? It's in his wheelhouse.
Yeah, what I was doing was playing Halo 2 nonstop.
Right, yeah.
So we're going to play that a little bit later. I finished Psychonauts 1. Do you want to hear about it?
Sure.
So, Psychonauts 1 ruled. It was great.
Cool.
We played the first level of that on stream a couple months back, I think. That is absolutely the worst thing that game has to offer.
Cool.
That first level is by far the worst and least interesting thing going on in that game.
That's so disappointing to hear, because I'm sure I'm not the only person who hears you say that and goes, oh, well, that's how I bounced off of it.
Yeah.
I played the first 2 things, and then this is bad.
Yeah, so the first level is barely interesting. It's not fun platforming. And I'll say as a whole, the game's platforming isn't like super strong. But they introduce too late into the game a mobility upgrade that makes basically everything a lot more fun. The levitation ability that lets you roll around on a big ball and float when you come towards the ground. And that's just a blast to do and to roll around on the ball everywhere. But the game just basically gets better and better and better all the way through up until the end, which is like the second worst thing. Like the first thing and then the second to last thing are the 2 worst things by far.
Sure.
And then everything else about the whole game is amazing. It is, I mean, I'm not going to be the first one to say, like, wow, the writing in Psychonauts 1 is really good. Like, there's a lot of really funny stuff in there. There's a lot of really interesting things. And yeah, I played through the whole thing in a few days. This is sort of interesting. Have you heard about, because you didn't play it. You just said you tried to play it and bounced off?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, do you know about the Milkman level?
No.
This is everyone's favorite level of that game. And it's sort of this interesting thing where it's a level I've been hearing about for years.
Oh.
Like everyone that I know who really is like a real Psychonauts 1 head.
A Psychonauts jerk off from way back?
Oh yeah, all the Psychonauts jerk offs from way back love the Milkman level. And so I was really looking forward to getting there. And it was just
a ripoff of Paperboy.
No, it wasn't a ripoff of Paperboy. It's just like it has aged more poorly than the rest of the game, I think. It's not like, I'm not trying to cancel Psychonauts 1.
Keith,
Yeah.
would you say that it's aged like milk?
No, it's aged.
Aw.
It's aged like, what's something that is only a little bit worse? It's like flat soda.
It's aged like an MRE.
It's like flat soda.
Okay.
I can tell why people like this, but it's just fiddly enough to where in 2021, I'm like, this is more frustrating than I want to deal with. Like, the puzzles are a little bit too big of a leap. I missed a hidden object that was crucial to advancing and spent 30 minutes being like, I know that I need to find this disguise to advance the level.
Is it like the game becomes a point and click adventure for an hour?
No. It is just still, it is like, well, actually, a little bit.
Like, kind of like an adventure game inside Psychonauts.
It a little bit is that, yeah.
Okay.
But it's like, yeah, there are zones that are cut off to you unless you have a disguise. The game is full of this character, this G-Man character played by Steve Bloom. So it's just a bunch of Tom from Toonamis doing all of the funniest lines in the game at you. They're all disguised as thank you. They're all disguised as like these ones are a group of road workers. These ones are a group of gardeners. Mm-hmm. They're all looking for the milkman, but they are pretending they're in disguise, in terrible paper thin disguise. Mm-hmm. Like they're all just dressed exactly the same, but holding like one object of that occupation that they're meant to be.
Right. Silent communication through the door.
I got a smoothie. And they're just delivering all of the funniest lines in the whole. And this is why I think people like it, is because it's got like these clever little puzzles, some really clever puzzles, partially, and all of the funniest lines in the whole game are delivered by this like deadpan G-Man character who's like, you know, these ones are disguised as grieving widows at a graveyard and just being like.
All right, well, don't give it all away. I might play this thing soon.
Well, you need a disguise to get into the areas. You know, to get to where the plumbers are, you need a plunger, right? The second one,
right?
The second one, I missed it, and and the level is like crazy, and the gravity's all weird, and it's like a little bit of a maze. And I missed the second item, and I spent literally 30 minutes running around trying to find it, and it really deflated the game for me. And then the rest of the puzzles were also pretty fiddly. And then the next 3 levels in a row were the 3 best levels in the entire game. And so there's like this little bit of weirdness where like some bits of it have aged better or worse than others. Mm-hmm. But immediately going into Psychonauts 2 after this, I've got to say that Psychonauts 1 like basically really holds up. And if anyone listening is like, I want to play Psychonauts 2, I haven't played Psychonauts 1, do I need to play do I need to get the Psychonauts 1 story? Do I need to replay Psychonauts 1? I hear a lot of people being like, no, they set you up good for Psychonauts 2. You should go into Psychonauts 2. Or like if you feel like it, you should watch like a good explainer video. I'm going to say explainer video, make it one where there's a lot of like long clips of the game in it, like lots of cutscene stuff where they just show you, hey, here's a bunch of cutscene, and then a lot like, because sometimes they'll just talk for an hour in an explainer video. But I'm gonna say replay Psychonauts 1. That game rules.
There you go.
If you're gonna play Psychonauts 2, you're gonna play Psychonauts 2 and wish that you had 12 more hours of it. And so I'm going to preempt you and say, play Psychonauts 1 first. It's worse. Wow. And you're going to want to play it first because going from Psychonauts 2 to Psychonauts 1 is going to be harder.
That's the thing. That is another big reason that I will go back and play the original instead of jumping to the sequels, because then if you want more, you have to go to the original and it might be worse.
Yeah. So I know it's late and Psychonauts 1 came out like 10 days ago. But I really recommend bite the bullet of that first episode. It's not bad. It's just boring. And then the game only gets better all the time from there.
Okay.
And then I went into Psychonauts 2. That I texted this to you, but right now that is a top 10 game of the year for me. Easy.
When'd you text that to me?
I Discorded to you like 4 days ago.
I see.
Yeah.
I've been busy. I've had my daughter to myself the past 5 days. So That's good. I thought this was building to like I went straight into Psychonauts 2, and I have to say Psychonauts 1 is better.
It's so good.
That's good.
It is. It's sort of I have my issues with Psychonauts, the Psychonauts universe
writ large.
Right, and too specifically, I think there's a lot to dig into the politics of that game that I've not heard anybody doing yet.
Okay.
So I guess here we go. Actually, since I haven't heard anybody doing it, let's talk about it a little bit.
You can't look at me. Stop turning around from your mic.
Well, no. Well, I gotta get some.
He has his mic facing away from me, so he has to face away from me to talk, and then he keeps looking back at me. I'm like, you either gotta. Yep, he's moving his mic over. You want to look at me? You gotta move the mic.
All right, we good?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Psychonauts 2, it is so rare, I think, for like a years later sequel to a game, especially a beloved like cult hit game like Psychonauts 1. It's so rare for a game like that to really shine and to take what was special and interesting about that first game and like not only replicate it but to really expand on it.
Yeah.
And Psychonauts 2 absolutely does this.
I would say that very rarely happens.
Psychonauts 2 does this and is one of the best looking games I've ever played on top of that.
Huh.
It's so good. It's beautiful. It's so much fun. And happens to also be
problematic.
It is basically a game about, do you remember The Men Who Stare at Goats?
Yes.
The movie or the book?
The movie.
Okay.
But I do know about MK Ultra and stuff, if that's what you're talking about.
Well, it's sort of like it's sort of like a bunch of hippies got together and then, oops, we started the CIA. That is like the basic lore of the Psychonauts. It's like a bunch of hippies in the woods started the CIA.
Yeah.
And the thing that Psychonauts 2 does is it tells a story about this. The game knows that the Psychonauts is like a weird thing and is kind of bad. Like there's a character who's like, I'm the character that experiments on humans. I do human experiments on people.
Can you explain what the Psychonauts are for someone who hasn't played the game?
A Psychonaut is a secret agent psychic, or it is an organization. Imagine if the CIA was psychics. That is the Psychonauts.
That's maybe less helpful than you think, because I'm not sure a lot of people are even clear on what the CIA does.
The game is a little bit confused on what it thinks the Psychonauts do.
Okay.
And this is a little bit of the problem. But it seems they're definitely secret agents. They're doing covert missions, covert psychic missions, where they use little doors.
Like Inception.
Like Inception.
Okay.
There's a lot of Inception going on. I would say the first level of Psychonauts 2, also the weakest level in the game. But it's good instead of being
the dental level.
Yes.
I've heard about the dentophobia issue with Psychonauts 2.
It's a little gross. If you're genuinely like super
apparently people that have real dentist fears take that level pretty tough.
There's not a lot of dentistry happening. It's mostly just the visuals of teeth.
Just a bunch of teeth stuff.
A bunch of teeth. Yeah, there's not like there's no drilling as far as I remember.
Okay.
There's not a lot of like decay either.
I wonder if they backed off, because I heard they got a lot of pretty strong negative feedback about the dental stuff at the beginning.
I thought it was tastefully gross. Coming as someone who doesn't have a dental phobia. So
that's a back of the box quote for you. Tastefully gross.
I don't know what it is that like is triggering someone with a dental thing.
Yeah, I don't know.
And if it's literally just seeing like teeth coming out of gums, then sorry, you're screwed. You can't play that first level. If it's really the drilling that gets you or looking at decay, that's basically not in there, as far as I remember. Don't quote me on that one, but I'm pretty sure. I did play it twice. Anyway.
Okay, so the Psychonauts go into people's brains.
So you have psychic powers. You can use them in and out of people's minds. Okay. But the thing that Psychonauts can do is they can put themselves in someone else's brain.
Right.
And like and fuck around in there.
You inhabit the landscape of their psyche.
Right. And so in a sort of way, both of the Psychonauts games are games that do not have an antagonist.
Okay.
Because the game's position is that the thing that creates an antagonist is a piece of your mind that is at war with the good part of itself.
Okay.
And that you can be de-traumatized.
De-villainized?
You can be de-villainized and de-traumatized by a psychic agent who goes in your head and does something to it.
Okay.
One of the levels in Psychonauts 1 is an actress who has like a deep-seated complex about having been abandoned by her parents at an acting school, become successful, but was never able to escape like the trauma of
being abandoned
by her parents. And lived her fame to spite her less successful mother. And so you go and you learn that story in the mind, and then you I'm going to be generous here. You help that person confront that part of themselves.
Okay.
And that helps them.
Right.
That is like what is a good thing for a Psychonaut to do.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing that it seems like they do is fight like monsters and psychic villains.
Inside people's minds.
Inside people's minds, there's monsters all over the place as manifestations of their psyche.
Okay.
One of the main ones is like sensors, like the part of your mind that knows that a thought isn't supposed to be there, and like you're like a self-censor, but it's attacking you because it's like, oh, you're not supposed to be here either. So like stuff like that, or like the new game has like, oh, this is a regret. Like this regret is, and they have like little designs for all these different like sort of ideas that might try to like the mental concepts that are attacking you. A bad mood is one, and they all have little gimmicks, and I think the combat's fine. It's really good about not making you do a lot of it. But the thing is that your main character, Raz, is like obsessed. He's a Psychonauts fanboy, and they have true comic books. They have non-fiction graphic periodicals called True Psychic Tales about
non-fiction graphic periodicals.
Yeah. So there's like real life. They are real life comic book heroes, the Psychonauts.
Sure.
And so he reads all of them. He's psychic. He wants to be a Psychonaut. This is stuff from the first game, and that from him like identifying issues of that, being like, oh hey, you're Psychonaut Sasha 9 from this issue and this issue, and you did this thing, and you can hear him talk about like monsters that have been defeated. You don't actually ever go on a mission and see one of these monsters really, but there seems to be monsters in addition to just like psychic villains. Anyway.
Psychic villains are bad psychics? Are Psychonauts who are mean?
Right. So if you imagine, like if you if you analogize this with the Jedi, imagine there's Sith psychics.
Right.
Right. So
I thought you said that they are games without villains. They're plots without villains.
I said they're plots without antagonists.
Okay. But villains exist as a concept in this world.
Right. Yes. And the game it's sort of like the game's position is that an antagonist is a friend we haven't
fixed yet.
We haven't fixed yet. Yeah, that's sort of the game's position.
Yeah.
And so
it's a friend Goku hasn't hit hard enough yet.
So I don't want to give anything away about the Psychonauts 2 story because I think as a story, it's like really strong. It's like a really strong tale about like regret and self-doubt and friendship and redemption. It's just to throw some buzzwords out there. But the thing that the like
those are themes, not buzzwords.
They're both.
Well, they're both.
Sorry, Kylie. The nitpicking portion was at the start of the show. So, but I don't want to spoil anything about the story because I think like as a plot, it's really strong. But the thing that the deeply interpersonal story of Psychonauts 2, which does an amazing job of taking the Psychonauts from 1 and making them real, making them feel like an organization that is made of people.
Okay.
And people have problems, and so the game is about those problems in a way that is super effective. Like really, really well done and well constructed, and is part of what makes Psychonauts 2 shine so brightly is how it's able to like blow up that original premise, not like explode it, but expand it. But what it also does is it sort of obfuscates that what it also is like a story about these like hippies who started the CIA and went to war and are just like secret agents who experiment on people and like invade their minds and like, and the game also knows that there's tension there, and it addresses it in some surface level ways a couple of times. I don't want to say a lot about the story because I do think it's like really, really worth playing. If it's something that if it was more like the Spider-Man game from a couple years ago, and I didn't really give a shit about the like preserving the plot for people,
you would just say
we would be able to have a more open discussion about it. But if anybody hasn't played it yet or has played it and hasn't heard anybody talk about these parts of the game, this is a lot of what I was thinking of when I was playing it. Was like it's very weird how rarely they focus on like there's this event, this wartime event that is sort of the fulcrum of the plot. And the game spends a lot of time talking about the repercussions of it and not a lot of time talking about like maybe we shouldn't have started the CIA. Anyway, so
it's
no, go ahead.
It's interesting you bring that up. It reminds me of this character from these Wayside School books for children that I've been listening to. I've been listening to the audiobooks with my daughter. And like these were the books I was talking about where the first one came out in like 78 and the fourth one came out last year. And long story short, I think the first one is like a cute, fun collection of short stories for kids. I think the second one is even better, and then I think the third or fourth ones are like fine kids books that aren't interesting or worth reading.
Okay.
But the third one introduces this character named Dr. Pickle, who is a hypnotist, a psychiatrist who's actually a hypnotist who hypnotizes people by swinging a pickle-shaped stone back and forth on a string. And his thing is that he's really able to help people. Like, he helps a woman quit smoking. But he can't help but also add on a funny thing that he hypnotizes them to do also when he hypnotizes them. Like,
classic.
Yeah, like...
You're going to quit smoking and act like a duck.
Yeah, it's like, you're going to quit smoking, and he does it in kind of a silly but, like, kind of mean way, which is that the woman will always feel like a cigarette that she puts in her mouth is a wriggling worm, and it feels gross, and she spits it out. But she does stop smoking. And then also, it's like, anytime you hear the word potato, you're going to get really mad. And he keeps doing this. He does it like 2 or 3 times throughout the book. And I was like, I can't wait to see how this villain will pay for their crimes or something. These like heinous breaches of trust that he is committing against these people. But no, it doesn't come up ever in the book. And then in the 4th book, he's also just still there. He starts working as the school's guidance counselor in the 3rd book, and he just like is always there. And it never comes up again that he like does these weird things to people. Weird books.
Is he asking to hypnotize them before he hypnotizes them?
No, he's just like stare at this pickle. And this is what I mean when I say the 3rd and 4th books aren't as good.
I'll say that the second Psychonauts, I think there's only one instance where you go inside someone's mind uninvited.
Okay.
So that's better to me.
Does it ever involve pickles?
No, there's not. Well, oh, I do take it back. There is. Okay. No.
There's a pickle level?
No. There's not. I was gonna take something else back, but I don't want to spoil anything. But I just know if you're like, Keith was wrong about something. I think I've just realized something that I was wrong about, but I don't want to spoil anything by correcting myself. Being specific.
Don't
at
him.
Don't at me. And I think that what I said was still broadly true. So deal with it. If you're like, this is too vague to be helpful, sorry. If you're like, this was just vague enough to not spoil anything, and I think I understand what Keith is talking about.
There's like one of these on every episode of Metal Gear. There's like so many times where like I'll answer a question about the plot of Metal Gear, and then I'll think to myself like, that probably gets disproven by some eventual game, but like, don't at me.
Okay, that's fair. I mean, I feel like that's a sort of series where that's allowed. You're allowed to just take them as they come. Are you gonna eat those Tic Tacs?
No, I'm not gonna eat these Tic Tacs.
Yeah,
that would be stupid to do because this is a voice podcast.
I don't know what it is about this new Run Button studio, but more than any other place you've ever recorded, Kylie just wants to pick everything up and shake it and bang it on the mic.
Okay. It's just that's just always me all the time, and this office is just bigger and has more stuff in it.
Or is this just the office where you've had the least amount of ADHD meds?
It's also that.
Yeah. I have a lot of practice on taking ADHD meds.
And yet, are you taking any right now?
No, I haven't had any in like 13 years.
So you're coming at me about my ADHD med taking.
Well, I'm not banging anything on any mics ever. I don't fidget like you fidget.
No, but you do other stuff, like starting the show at 11:30.
We were having a conversation. I thought that you were aware of the time because we were already late when we started the conversation.
If listeners can check back on every episode we've ever recorded, I'm on record as saying I always want to start at the time. So much that they're probably sick of hearing it. They're like, yeah, we know you want to start on the time. We don't care.
Anyway, Psychonauts 2 is really good. The acting is really good. All the writing's really good. It's really funny. It's gorgeous. I've almost 100%ed it, almost by accident. It's a collectathon game, so it's.
What are you collecting?
I think it is an interesting contrast to something like Banjo-Kazooie, where outside the world you're collecting like XP collectibles that have
like ability orbs.
Right. It's a holdover from the first game, but they have the absolute worst like collecting and level up naming scheme of all time. You collect Psy cards. Maybe you can follow me on this. PSI, by the way, Psy cards, like psionic cards, I guess, because it's
pounds per square inch cards.
It's pounds per square inch cards. So you're collecting Psy cards, and then with Titanium is your currency. So you collect Titanium to buy Psy cores, and you can combine Psy cards with Psy cores to create a Psy challenge marker. That equals 1 rank.
What the fuck wait, I was following that perfectly until you got to that last part. What did you just say?
You buy Psy cores with Titanium.
Right.
And then you combine 1 Psy core with 9 Psy cards to create 1 Psy challenge marker.
What the fuck are you talking about?
That equals 1 rank.
What is that?
Level.
Explain yourself. What's a challenge marker?
It is a level.
What do you mean?
It equals 1 level.
Why?
I don't know. Here's the thing. You can also find Psy challenge markers around the map.
Okay.
Already pre-combined.
Okay.
And so that's how you get a level, is by finding them in the world or building them in the shop.
I realized earlier I meant agility orb, not ability orb.
That's fine. I understood you. So
they are like agility orbs.
So those are and then you have a scavenger hunt in both games to do. So you have your scavenger hunt. That'll level you up too. You have your Psy cards.
I thought this was leading up to a Psy key.
No, there's no key. And then you have your Psy challenge markers.
Why?
Those I don't know. Those are your overworld collectibles. And then each level has its own bespoke figments, which are really well done. Dozens or hundreds of figments per level. They are little 2D neon artworks that fit into the level. Like, you'll have, a garden with a bunch of flowers, and there'll also be, like, figment flowers that you run over and you collect. Sometimes they're kind of sometimes they, like, imply something interesting, like a musician doing a show, and the audience is full of figments. Because the show is bigger in their mind than it is in reality. I think there's some sort of like interesting implications with what is a figment and how it's placed. Sometimes it's just like here's a cute little fox figment riding a boat, but sometimes it's like it's interesting stuff. So you collect those, and then there's another fun pun, emotional baggage. You collect it's just bags of luggage. You collect those. The new game has nuggets of wisdom that you collect. Those equal a level, and they're
nuggets of wisdom.
Yeah,
nice.
and they're just gold. They're gold nuggets shaped like the thing that this person would have to teach you.
They didn't want to call them Psy chunks.
No, they want to call them side chunks. You can collect. And the new one has half a brains, half a mind. They have half a brain. They have half a mind.
Half a
you
mind
collect
to
two
what?
half a mind, you get a level. Half a mind to give you a level, but then you need the other half a mind to get the level. Memory vaults, which you chase around and you beat them up, and they give you like a little picture story of the character, and that's those are fun. Those are some. It's the least interesting one to collect, but the most interesting one. The figments can be pretty interesting, but you get to see a little picture story of the character. There's a lot of stuff to collect, but if you're careful about collecting the figments along the way, everything else is pretty easy. So I beat the game and was like 90% completed with it. And now I'm like 96 or something.
Cool.
Yeah. The environment in the overworld is so beautiful and so much fun to run around in that I had 100% completed the environments at the end of the game, with the exception of one or two things that you can't get until the post game. So, was not that big a deal. The collecting is easy enough that I beat the game in like 13 or 14 hours and had 100% of the environments in that time.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I'm glad it's not huge.
And I would also say I'm only doing it because I'm having a good time doing it. Don't worry about it. Just play the levels, you know?
I'm actually going to say if you're not 100%ing the levels, you're really not having the proper experience, and you need to even if you hate it, you have to drive yourself nuts to get all these levels completely finished.
Matt Mitchell and
don't do things halfway. Keith is trying to let yourself down.
Matt Mitchell and Gobwalker are disagreeing about the collectibles, which I think is interesting. Matt Mitchell says the in-mind collectibles are much cooler. Gobwalker says, I like the real-world collections. I agree. I had more fun getting the real-world stuff than the in-mind stuff, even though they do a really great job with the figments, and the figments are more interesting. It's just like not that fun to collect 200 little pictures hidden all over the place. I mean, if you're not trying to 100% it, then who gives a shit? But if your goal is to like get as many of them as possible, I think it ends up being more fun to swing around in the overworld than in the brains. But that's Psychonauts 2. Those are my thoughts on it. I think it's really good. I mean,
I'm surprised. I was really expecting people to be like, meh.
Yeah, it was really. I started hearing the good stuff about it, and I was kind of like, come on.
Yeah.
But no, it rules. It's so good. They did a great job.
Okay.
Everything about it. The music is phenomenal. I didn't even talk about the music. Every little bit of music in the game is phenomenal. They have different music for like different sections of the overworld have their own little themes. All of the different like mines that you're in have their own themes. There's tons of really great music in there. Like the art design is just phenomenal. The environments are gorgeous. It's
How much?
I got a Game Pass. That was $0, baby.
Included with a Game Pass subscription.
Yeah. So I guess not Game Pass. I think it's $60. I'm checking.
Keith's checking.
Fuck. I'm not signed into Steam.
Let's just pretend that it's 60 and tell me how you recommend it for 60.
Wow. Well, that's eBay.
Is it 40?
I'm trying to. This has it for 40.
Nice
on eBay, but
probably
eBay
40.
is not.
eBay $10. eBay 10 days after release.
60.
Really?
60.
It's going for 40 on eBay 10 days after release.
You know, eBay's is full of weird shit. eBay is weird with how they are getting codes for things.
Right.
It's not always legit.
Oh, it's a digital code.
I assume. I didn't click.
Oh, okay. I was thinking it was a physical copy.
No. Yeah, this game's really good. This is a game that I would buy a physical copy for, even though I got it on Game Pass. This is the first game that I've played on Game Pass that I've had the urge to get a physical copy of also.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, what do you got?
What have I been playing? Is that what you're asking me?
I said, what do you got is what I said.
What do I have to... We're going to pry it out of you?
I was leaving it open for you to say whatever you needed to say in there.
About what?
What do you got?
Talk to me.
How are you?
I'm tired. I was just taking care of my daughter for 5 days, so I'm pretty tired.
Yeah.
And I had to wake up early and get them on a school bus.
Are you saying that are you trying to say that it's not a gift to spend time with your own daughter?
I would say it's a very
rejuvenating.
I would say it's a tiring gift. I had a great time with my daughter.
No offense, kids are boring and they like stupid things.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
They
have bad taste.
Man, when we were playing Kitchen yesterday, I was like, this sucks.
Yeah, this is a terrible game.
I hate playing Kitchen. What a shit-ass game.
Yeah, this is a terrible game. There's way better games out there than Kitchen.
And then later when my daughter was like, let's play Pokemon Blue version, I was like, wow, way better game than Kitchen.
Big upgrade from Kitchen.
Pokemon Blue slaps compared to Kitchen.
See, the problem with playing Kitchen is that... as an adult, I'm forced to play Kitchen all the time.
Right, yeah. My daughter's like, make me something. Cook me a food. I'm like, I just cooked you real food earlier, and I'm going to have to do it again later. And she's like, no, but for pretend. I'm like, I don't want to pretend. I don't want to pretend Kitchen. But I did have a great time with her, and... like I said, we played Pokemon Blue version last night. That was fun.
I remember that. Did you catch that Abra?
No.
Wow.
We were looking for Abras, and they're hard to find.
Are
and
you looking in the wrong spot?
No, we were in the right spot.
You were in the little square directly above.
Yeah.
Not over to the side where the Oddishes are.
No, those are both. I used to think it was only on the side, but it's in both.
It's in both, but I think they're more common right above where Team Rocket is.
We didn't find. We got consistent results between the two grass patches. Thank you.
Okay. Did you get an Oddish though?
No, because we're playing Blue version.
Blue doesn't have Oddish.
Doesn't have Oddish.
What does it have instead?
Bellsprout, baby.
Wow, big lose.
Disagree, actually. I love Bellsprout.
Bellsprout over Oddish?
I love an Oddish, but Keith, I played Blue version, so I'm on that Bellsprout train for life.
Wow. That is so... why did they choose to do that?
What? That's what's so cool about it. I mean,
no, it's bad.
No, wait, hang on, Keith. I'm 8 years old, and it's really cool that in Blue version you get Bellsprout, and in Red version you get Oddish.
I didn't even like it as a kid. As a kid, I was like, I want all of them. That's why I got the scam Pokemon Yellow game, too, that said that it had all of them, and didn't.
Literally didn't. And I didn't know this until I was an adult. Like, they just lied about this and straight up got away with it. They said Pokemon Yellow has all 150 Pokemon, and everyone believed them, and it just literally wasn't true.
And this might sound harsh. I think that whoever okayed that, I want to go I need whoever is responsible for that to be shot and killed.
Okay, I don't feel quite as strongly as that. I actually think instead we should just blow out both their kneecaps and leave them in the desert.
Well, if they make it to the hospital, and
then we see if they can make it to the hospital.
Yeah. And if not, it's not on me that they died of exposure.
It was just the capricious whims of the desert crawl. She's a harsh mistress. That's a reference to Run Button material of the past with our good friend Courtney. It's on a marathon somewhere. Go find it.
Yeah. Forever and ever ago. Speaking of marathons.
Oh.
Not interesting. Don't get your hopes up. Sorry, everybody.
Whoa, damn. Denied.
Well, the marathons we usually do are to direct people to contentburger.biz, the Run Button Patreon, and I wanted to take the moment to also direct people to contentburger.biz, the Run Button Patreon.
You literally just went, speaking of marathons, donate to us, but we're not doing a marathon.
Okay, we're always going to do a marathon eventually.
Okay.
At some point.
All right.
I haven't thought about when that will be.
Should it be soon?
Yeah, soonish. But I'm saying is, but I don't want someone to go, should I donate now? Should I sign up now, or should I wait for the potential future? No, now.
Don't wait for the marathon.
Do it now. Here's why: our stupid capture card's dying, I think, or something. It's just not good anymore. It's really inconsistent. It keeps shutting off in the middle of recordings.
The ports on it are broken.
Yeah, we just lost a whole Metal Gear Solid recording because of it.
Well, we didn't lose it. We had
we're using the backup. So now we're using the stream backup instead of the actual good edited thing that we do. Oh, but I did have the second backup going. By total chance, I had a second audio backup. So it's the best case scenario we've ever had of losing.
Yeah, this was a bad thing to bring up because it's actually the only time we've lost a recording where it's been completely fine.
but it was only completely fine by accident.
Because, we took appropriate precautions. And it was an old game.
Right. We took appropriate precautions because we knew that this thing has been on the fritz.
Sure.
So, I bought a new capture card. They're expensive. So if you're like, hey, I like Run Button, I'm not on the Patreon, maybe get on the Patreon. You don't have to stay on there forever. Just, hang out for a little while, a few months.
We also just finished Shenmue 2.
Right.
So we haven't finished releasing all the episodes, but they are all recorded. So if you were waiting until Shenmue 2 is over, I'm happy to say that it's over now. You can dive in there and watch it all. And we're going to be starting Shenmue 3 soon for public consumption. Wow. Though we might be doing this pre-recording thing that we're doing now. Is this?
We actually haven't talked about this publicly almost at all. We only have talked about it on a Metal Gear Solid 2 recording that isn't out because of how we're doing this new thing. But we're changing the way that we record and release things, specifically with the goal of not taking 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 years or 7 or 8 years.
Or 8 years or 9 or 10
to finish the Let's Play. So the goal is to not drastically reduce the like uploading different shows, which I like that we do have like different things going on at any given time, but drastically reducing the time it takes between each episode so that we're getting more games done faster.
What Keith is trying to say is that we're trying out finishing games before we release episodes so that we're forced to finish them before we can start putting them out.
Right. And so the test case, which is Metal Gear Solid 2, which we've been recording on for like on Patreon streams, and you do have access to that if you sign up. You have
this is why it's relevant. It's extra relevant to our Patreon is because one of the benefits of the level 2 Patreon tier for Run Button is you get to watch our recording sessions live while we record our Let's Plays, and then the recording session archives are available to you to watch later. So this means that patrons of level 2 and higher can already see, 2/3 of our Metal Gear Solid 2 playthrough, but it's not out yet. So it's out. It was always out early, but now it's out extra early for people. But hopefully, we shouldn't be too far from finishing MGS2.
I think we're 2 recording sessions, maybe 3 from finishing MGS2. What do you think? We're like 8 hours in.
I would say 3 definitely will be done in. I'm not sure we'll be done in 2 recording sessions. It depends on how.
So I was right. Either 2 or 3.
Yeah, depends on how productive they are.
Right.
Which I think towards the end of Metal Gear Solid 2, I think it kind of goes more cutscene and less.
So when all is said and done, we will have finished and started releasing Metal Gear Solid 2. Finished, and started releasing Metal Gear Solid 2 episodes in a shorter window of time than in between two given episodes that went up of MGS1.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of having, like, we finished a whole month in between, like, episodes, like, 6 and 7 of MGS1.
Yeah, MGS1 was a 20-part Let's Play that we did over the course of, like, 14 or 16 months.
Yeah. So the goal is, instead of taking 16 months, which is on the short side for us.
It's on the short side.
It's on the short side.
The fastest we've finished a game in years.
A long time. So instead of taking 16 months to do something, the goal is to take like 1 to 4.
Yeah.
And then upload it, you know, at a steady clip until it's gone. And then to build up several of these happening so that we can be releasing several things still. And I think also there like in a reduction overall in what we're playing at any given time. Right now we do like
probably
we do like, if you include all the patron stuff,
we
and
say that all the
public
time,
stuff.
Every year we're like, this is the year we're reducing the number of things we do.
We're right. The thing is, though, right now we just finished Shenmue 2. We just finished Metal Gear Solid 1. I think we're really close to finishing Silent Hill Homecoming.
Pretty close.
We're really close to finishing Aria of Sorrow. We're really close to finishing Halo.
Yeah.
Like, we're really close to finishing a bunch of stuff, and then all it takes is to not start an equal number of new things.
That's the hard part, because that's my favorite part.
Right. It's the favorite. Yeah, it's the favorite. It's the best part. But maybe, yeah. I think this will still be. I think this will help. It's not the main goal. I think it's going to be a side effect. We're just going to naturally have fewer things on our plate, which will be good for finishing games faster.
Yes.
In general. So that's the thing. Go to the Patreon, sign up. This is our job.
Because you love us and you want us to have food.
Right. Food. I love food. Replace the $180 that I spent on the AverMedia Game Capture Ultra with food. Matt Mitchell says following Digimon feels like a fugue.
Following Digimon.
Our Digimon
feels
Let's
like
Play.
A fugue.
Yeah. Do you not like being in a fugue state?
I guess I don't follow.
I think that's what Matt Mitchell means.
But I'm like, I don't get it. And he's like, yeah.
Well, it is like a dream-like experience to watch 50 episodes of a Let's Play that take place over 8.5 years. It's sort of like a dream-like and almost nonsensical experience. It's funny because in a way, our Digimon World Let's Play is the bravest and most innovative thing that any Let's Play duo has ever done.
That's the irony, is that, you see, once we finish Digimon World and we're no longer taking a decade to finish a game, we're not going to have any more special Let's Plays, Keith.
Well, but the thing is that
the longest Let's Play on the internet, the Let's Play occurring over the longest span of time, our Digimon World 1 Let's Play. That would never have happened if we finished it on time.
Right. But we've been there, we've gone there, we're on our way back, we're almost home. And I think that with Digimon World goes the Digimon World experience of playing a game over 8.5 years, because it's too hard and annoying to do all at once. And instead
that's the real question. Will we ever find a game stupid enough to play over the course of 10 years?
Right, because it's good enough to keep playing, but not good enough to ever want to play. It's not like Silent Hill 4, where it's like we never wanted to play it, but also we wanted to get it over with. Or like,
the difference is that I don't want to do a bad job at the Digimon, especially because it's a hard game to Let's Play.
Right, yeah, we don't mind doing a bad job with Silent Hill.
At a certain point, I have no choice.
Right, the game, you can only give so much when the game takes so much.
hey, is it time to play Crimson Skies? I guess I didn't say everything I've been playing. What have I been playing?
We'll talk longer.
What have I been playing?
What have you been doing? What
Still
have you been
playing
playing?
Splitgate.
Yeah, every day, huh?
Yeah. Well, Keith, I don't want to lose that play streak, even though I did. But
well, you paid to repair it, right?
New one. Yeah, I mean, I had one. I went like, I think almost like to 20 days or something. I had like a 20-day play streak. But, well, I keep getting screwed by like the midnight thing.
Yeah.
You know?
I really think those streaks should operate on 24 hours and not on like a set schedule. Like if you play the game and then within 24 hours you play again, that's your streak.
Yeah, like sometimes I would play at like 11:55 on Monday, and then I would play a little past midnight on Tuesday, which is really Wednesday, and it's like that's a broken streak when really they were so close. I mean, I think that's more than 24 hours, so I still disagree. But whatever.
Yeah, it's tough.
Anyways,
maybe they should fudge it and give you 25 hours.
Well, they shouldn't do it at all because it's all just to drive split coin sales because you can pay coins to repair your streak when you miss a day.
Yeah, I
did a number of times.
Did you really
to
pay
get
real
20
money?
days? Well, I never paid real money for play streak.
You just
coins.
earned through time split coins.
But I have paid money for cosmetic items.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't feel great about it, but
I don't feel great about it either.
I don't feel great about it, but what I do have...
Well, it's probably because you knew that saying it would make me feel embarrassed for you.
Yeah, of course, when I buy it, I'm like, Keith's gonna hate this. But what I do have now is a gigantic baseball bat that looks like a giant corn cob. So, husk and all.
Husk and all.
Husk and all. It's got the husk, it's got the corn, it's got the cob.
Husk and all is my favorite centrist punk band.
And then I'm smashing you with it. I also got a skin of a character that looks like an extremely online girl. And I don't feel great about it, but it's a girl.
Do you get my joke?
No.
It's okay.
Is there
Kylie doesn't know music.
Yeah, I don't know music. Is there like a centrist punk person named Huskin?
No. There's a band called Husker Du.
Oh.
And what was it? Husk and all?
Husk and all.
Reminded me of Husker Du.
That's such a stretch.
Husk and all to Husker Du?
That's a real stretch, and Cornhusk doesn't stretch very much. You know that.
I think that
I just read Children of the Corn.
How was that?
Speaking of corn, it was fine.
Yeah, that's a fine one.
It's like 30 pages long.
It's short.
Yeah.
Made a whole series out of that.
I never saw any of that.
Can I tell you
I did think it was amazing that there was a monster in the corn. I'm like, God damn it, Stephen King, you really cannot help but just let there be a real ass giant monster.
I was really disappointed because I had heard the Just King Things episode about it without having read it.
Okay.
And what is the name?
I had real problems with that episode.
Yeah?
I disagreed with at least one of them on like every single story in Night Shift.
Really?
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. Other than I'm furious about it.
Well, I can't. What is remind me of the name of the monster?
Oh, like he who walks behind the rose.
Right.
Yeah,
so
great name.
It is a great name, but here's the thing. Not thinking about corn, I misunderstood Rose to be Rose. And it was sort of this slight disconnect from the corn thing,
right,
to being this other kind of monster,
right.
And I actually thought it was scarier
when it was a
rose and not when it was just the rows of corn over there. Yeah. I don't know. There was so I then read it because I have Night Shift and it was Rose, Rows, and I was like, wow, that really killed a lot of the horror for me.
That's funny. There was one. It's two connections. Stephen King and the word Rose. There's a short story in, I think, Skeleton Crew, which was like a...
Are you closer to your mic than you were 5 minutes ago?
Probably. He has a book called Skeleton Crew, which I think was the closest thing to Night Shift, in that it's a collection of pretty short stories that were mostly published in magazines and then collected into a book. And that one had a story that I read the title as Chain Rose Up. And I was like, that sounds like you're chaining up somebody named Rose. And then I read the story, and it was about it was like a 6-page story about like a kid in a college dorm who takes out a sniper rifle and just starts shooting people, and like that's the whole story. And I was like, what? And then I looked back at the title and I saw that it was Cane Rose Up, not Chain. And I was like, oh, I just read it wrong. But also, what the hell was that story though?
Cain is the name of what you'd call someone if they were going to be a murderer.
Yeah. That's just the Bible, Keith.
Right.
Now it makes sense.
Self-explanatory.
You know, I did I think on the last podcast or previous episode or something, you're staring at me.
Yeah, I'm listening to you tell your story.
No, you're just thinking about the microphone. You're just listening to the microphone.
Well, I'm also trying to decide if you shaking your leg like you've been is getting picked up. You've been doing this for...
It's not. I have this nice shock mount.
I can hear it from
All
here.
right.
Get a fidget toy if you're going to do that.
This is my fidget toy.
It's a bad choice. Here, play with this.
Welcome back to Run Button ASMR. Here's a good one.
No, it was not meant to be combined. It was meant to be separate.
Yes. Let's open this one up, and now we have another one.
It's louder than it was supposed to be when I gave it to you.
All right, listen.
I fidget with that, and I do it quietly.
Listen. Take your Leatherman Juice S2.
They don't make those anymore, and it's a fucking shame. That is the best. That is the most usable multi-tool for casual use on the market. I mean, it's off the market now.
That was quite a qualification. You're basically just like, it was my favorite.
So, no, it really is the most usable. I mean, it's medium size. It's not super overbuilt. The pliers are good enough to do any normal use thing. The blade is not some stupid half serrated bullshit, and it's also not big and scary. Look at that. See? Normal blade on there. It has real drivers in there. You got a nice sized Phillips and 3 size flathead drivers.
It's a nice sized Phillips.
It's a really nice sized Phillips, and just the absolute best multi-tool scissors. Just really, really good scissors. These scissors are fantastic. And they still make, I think, the bigger sizes of the juice, I think. But they're like, sorry, by bigger, I mean more tools. So it's fatter and heavier, and most of them have a corkscrew, which is one of the absolute most useless tools to have on a Swiss Army knife or multi-tool.
Yeah.
Because it takes up a ton of space. And it's a really bad way to open a bottle of wine. If you want to open a bottle of wine, have a wine key on you.
What's a wine key?
Wine key is the tool that it's got a bottle opener. It's got the little knife. Have you seen the little knife? You got a tiny little 1-inch knife.
You showed me once.
Probably.
But I don't remember.
A tiny little 1-inch knife that you cut the foil away on.
Yeah.
And then it's got a corkscrew, and it has hooks that you use, and so you put the hooks on the bottle and use that as leverage to yank out the cork. If you've ever seen anybody open a bottle of wine at a restaurant, that was a wine key. So
Sorry. Well, I can hear it now that my headphones are off. I can hear it better.
Tap your foot as much as you want, but you got to figure out a way to make it not make that noise. Okay. It's visually distracting, but it is more audibly distracting to me than anything else.
Okay. Sorry.
And she wonders why I face the computer when we record, so I don't see all the fidgets.
All right.
So just look. If you can find one on eBay,
face your
Leatherman
God.
Juice S2. It's the perfect size multi-tool. It's the best of the Juice line. Easy. There's one that has a saw. I get that. If you want to add a little saw to it, I think it's not a super useful tool, but I get why you would have the slightly bigger one that also has a saw and like one other tool or whatever. It's a shame. It's a shame that the fucking people who want to have the giant, stupid multi-tools that are way too big but are still not fundamentally useful because they are meant to be like your last resort tool, like those are the people who drive the multi-tool market, and they ruined it. They ruined it.
I thought it was going to be drive a certain type of vehicle, and I was just like, oh, this took a left turn in whatever type of vehicle that was.
Well, they drive Humvees because they now sell a bunch of like stupid gun guy specific multi-tools that have like special tools for cleaning your gun or whatever fucking shit. Who cares?
Cool.
Stupid. Stupid. Multi-tools should be usable and light and not big stupid things that you can't carry in your pocket. Very passionate about this.
If you need a toolbox, carry a toolbox.
Leatherman Squirt, Leatherman Juice. Love those.
Squirt and Juice. What the fuck is Leatherman doing with their multi-tool names?
Well, they give them stupid, childish names because they're not the ones that like
that they're not the big manly ones.
They're not the big manly ones like the Surge.
Okay.
Right? So that's the thing is that if they have like a weirdly childish name, it's probably a better Leatherman. The Juice S2 and the Squirt PS. That's the one that with the scissors and the little pliers. You want both. The pliers they're usable for, around the house things.
Yeah. So, Stephen King's story, The Mangler.
I'm very passionate about my Leatherman Juice S2. And it's a gorgeous orange color. Like juice. Just like juice. Okay, tell me about Stephen King or whatever.
Well, I was just going to say, the last time I was here, I was like complaining about The Mangler, and I'm not necessarily taking it back, but I did kind of forget at the time that I was talking about like one of the earliest stories that King published, so I was complaining about it being like a Stephen King stock plot, but also stupid, and then I'm like, oh, right, but it was like one of his first versions of that plot. So maybe I should cut him a break.
He doesn't deserve it.
Yeah, he doesn't need a break, honestly. He's been fine.
Somewhere he was sitting on top of his $600 million.
Hey!
Somewhere called me derivative.
Hey, cut me a break about The Mangler.
What do you think their juice line looks like?
Oh, you're still talking about multi-tools?
I'm just curious.
You fucking piece of shit. You better be screen capping it so people can at least see what you're seeing.
Am I?
No. Oh my god, wait, I take it back. You are doing that. Sorry, Keith. I should never have doubted you. So what are we seeing here?
I'm just looking and trying.
Ooh, the Leatherman Shadow.
I'm just looking and trying to find it.
Shadow sounds light. What's that about? Oh, that's a skeleton. That sounds even smaller and lighter. What's in the skeleton? I'm very far from the screen, so I can't tell if it actually says either of those words.
I tried to fix this, but then I fucked it up, I think.
Oh.
It's fine.
Bummer.
It's fine. Whatever. Yeah, I don't see the juice. Maybe it's in full size. I don't think it is. Wow, they don't have any juices left. That's a shame. Yeah, just the whole thing, it's like, it's all just for, survival. Oh, what? Oh, here's a juice.
Juice.
They changed how they look a little bit.
Juice.
KF4. Yeah, see, this one's like a lot bigger. Like, it's got a lot more stuff on there. It's got an all. Mine doesn't have an all. Oh, yeah, mine doesn't have an all. And it's got a file. This is just I think this is just like a too fat of a thing. And then the C2 has wasted space for the stupid corkscrew. Doesn't have scissors. The scissors are the best tool on the whole damn thing. Here's the Juice S2, but they've changed how it looks a little bit.
Get fucked, Leatherman.
But I don't. Oh, these are all retired products, so that doesn't matter. Yep, they have retired all of them. Oh well. Well, if you can get one on eBay, I don't know.
That brings us to the conclusion of Keith's Knife Corner.
I've had that thing for
12
years, I think.
Corner with a K, obviously.
Boom. I'm buying this one, so don't even think about it. But there is one for $31, biddable on eBay. Leatherman Juice S2.
You're buying a second one of the one you have?
It's retired.
What the fuck does that mean? No, I thought it was gonna last forever because it's a Leatherman.
They do have. I mean, there's only so much they can do for you.
Would you stop this? Go put on fucking Crimson Skies. How did this happen?
The other one, yeah.
How are you?
Look at that Leatherman Squirt PS4. Look at that little baby. It's just a little baby.
PS4?
PS4, yeah.
Oh wow! I didn't know they made their own version of the PlayStation. It seems they really can fit a lot into a multi-tool these days.
Now I've got to open up. I've got to fix Rec Central now. Pass me the controller.
How are you competing with me in like most time wasted on the show this week? That's like impressive. I thought I had this by a mile.
You are saying that it's time wasted, and it's just because you don't value the raw utility of a properly sized multi-tool.
I think we've been appreciating it too much.
If we can even get the fucking thing to turn on, by the way.
It's turning on. Oh, the capture device. Keith is struggling with our busted AverMedia thing. It's not busted, it's just worn out.
For the love of God, sign up to contentburger.biz.
The ports have seen a lot of action.
Are you a patron of the arts?
Prove it. Nerd.
Contentburger.biz. Are you an extremely wealthy patron of the arts? Go right to PayPaling. Run button podcast@gmail.com. One word. You can go, hey, I would love to have.
Just start the game.
What? Look, we never fucking talk about the Patreon and money. It's killing us. You gotta talk about it more. Crimson Skies, High Road to Revenge. Here we go.
Here we go.
I gotta fix this.
you gotta fix? Screen cap. Ooh. Yeah. Oh God.
Someone's saying I'm barely audible.
What?
I was muted. I don't know why, but I'm good now.
Whoa, how long were you muted for?
I don't know. I don't think very long.
This was made by FASA. Which I think made Mech Assault? Both? Warrior? I don't remember.
The new nations turn to the sky.
What is happening here?
Commerce. And with it, sky piracy was born.
Hey, it's
Sky
Timothy
piracy.
Olmsted.
Sky Piracy! Skyracy!
Crimson skies.
Everybody listen, it's Timothy Olmsted. You know him as one of the scavengers in KOTOR 2.
Oh, of course I know that. What is wrong with you?
You also know him as the sicko cop from Psych.
All right, hit the start go on this.
All right.
So I remember this being having. It felt very controllable compared to a lot of arcade.
Oh, you know who
combat
else he was in KOTOR 2? He was he was one of the miners that you were listening to. Oh, he was the droid mechanic. He was the droid mechanic on Paragus in KOTOR 2. Timothy Olmsted. Good job. Good job in that game. Anyway, what do you know Timothy Olmsted from?
Crimson Skies. Single player. Would love to do multiplayer, but it's dead now.
Nathan. There you go. That's me.
They really need to do some kind of Xbox Live workaround solution for at least the 4 ones that you want, right? Mech Assault, Crimson Skies,
Yep.
Halo 2.
That workaround is called Master Chief Collection.
Not me. Oh yeah, Master Chief Collection exists, so Halo is fine. But I don't know. Everyone's always talking about that one Splinter Cell game. Battlefront 2. Battlefront 1 and 2.
Yeah, that's a necessity.
I was gonna say put voice as high as it'll go, because voice is always too quiet in these old games.
That's true. I'll change it.
Steady, Nathan. Steady now.
Well, that was quick.
No sudden movements. Steady. Problem with the high stakes table, Nathan. A few bad hands and you could lose everything. Your Zeppelin, your money, your plane. A man should never mix his champagne with poker. Good spirits lead to bad wages.
Scandalous.
Pardon the intrusion, share, but a shrewd gambler always collects his debts early. So long, Nathan.
These characters look terrible.
They sure don't look very good.
I was a gentleman last night. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a plane to catch.
Wow, what a dashing rogue.
Yeah. We love Timothy Olmsted.
That's still Timothy Olmsted?
Yep, apparently he's Mathan, the main character of Crimson Skies. Wow, that plane's going backwards.
The original Nathan Drake.
Are you cool, y'all? This is my plane now.
Yeah, well.
He's flying the Tornado 2.
You lose some.
Wow, he got him.
I still have your Zeppelin!
Betty, you out there?
Read you loud and clear. Where the hell you been, Nathan? I had to hit Joe's solo.
Sorry about that. I got a little hung up. How much did you make off with?
A couple grand.
I'm afraid we're gonna need more than that.
What do you mean?
I had a little problem in the high-stakes poker room last night.
What kind of problem?
Gambling problem.
All right, hurry it up.
Thibodeau cheated me out of the Pandora.
You
gambled away our Zap?
Wow, what a piece of shit.
Over Calico Bay.
Yeah.
I'll fill you in on the details.
That guy won his Zeppelin and still needed to show up and steal his plane?
Nathan, I did some checking.
Why is this
Where did
plane
the
backwards?
hide in
This
the
looks
Pandora
great.
and those islands up ahead?
I mean,
Follow me.
they must be doing, I know some of the, you think the games, what am I saying? Xbox original games on Xbox One have resolution upgrades. No resolution upgrades for those 2D elements, though. They're chonky.
Practice on those weather balloons.
Oh, that's not enough to kill that balloon.
Nice shooting. Looks like they're working.
Yeah, we gotta test your guns. No reason. No reason why.
It's the beginning of the game and you need to learn how to fly. Shoot.
Try your
I'm
secondary
Timothy
weapons. Practice
Olmanson.
on
I know how to
expanding gun
fly.
towers.
Practice what?
Good job.
I think I just saw a flaming person shoot out of that turret.
Oh, damn.
I'm disgusted.
I had Doc adjust your brakes. Give him a test. Great.
B.
Test your plane's handling. Try pulling an Immelman.
Do an Immelman.
I know all about it, Immelman.
Yeah, do that Immelman. We all do the thing that we all know is called an Immelman.
Well done. Pull a few more maneuvers, just to be sure.
Immelman. Immelman.
Perform other special moves.
When you're done, fly to me and we'll continue. Be careful pulling off a special move when your meter's running low.
Whoa, what's happening? What'd you just do?
I was in a flat spin.
You'll be vulnerable while in a flat spin.
That's an Immelman.
That's an Immelman.
That's a split S.
That's a split S.
Oh, this is doing it. I think that's just the meter low. Hey, you fucked up. You're stalling
There
out.
goes Zeppelin.
Oh.
Be careful. We got Cajun aircraft flying patrol.
No problem. Let's take these guys out quick. Follow my lead.
All right, boss.
I'm
now
about to
you're
kill
talking.
people.
Now that we've checked out your plane, it's time to kill people. I mean, you knew what you were signing up for. This is a game about planes shooting other planes.
I just mean the stakes are so low. I gambled away my own ship. So I'm killing these people to steal it back.
Yeah, it really is just treated as a matter of fact that you have to go steal it back. This is
I mean,
supposed
what
to
do I need the Zeppelin for? I've got my Immelman.
This is supposed to endear us to this character. Just the kind of good times guy that'll lose his most valuable possession in a card game and then steal it back.
You know, a rogue.
Right. A play by his own rules type. And we love that.
Heads up, Nathan. Here come reinforcements.
How come they're not locking on?
I don't know. Maybe they don't lock on that much? Maybe you gotta hold it? I don't know.
They sure seemed to lock on when I was shooting the turrets.
Yeah. Maybe it's just a very tiny amount.
I'm doing all my tricks.
Yeah, that's a variant barrel roll. That's my favorite one.
Up here it's a battle of wits, and you're completely unarmed.
Wow.
Wow.
Got
You really
him.
said it.
Got him. Fucking got him.
Look, flying planes isn't about flying planes. It's about being smart and saying cool shit. I did it.
Yeah, I like that you kill these people with rockets and guns, and you're like, I'm way smarter than you idiots.
For the Pandora.
Who's gonna fly it? We need Big John.
Where's Big John?
Down, up, down, down, up, up. Just singing it real
Took
quick.
off during last night's card game. Until we track him down, I'll have to do my best.
Go back to the Zeppelin.
Oops, I bumped into the water.
Go
by
back to the
mistake.
Zeppelin, you ding dong.
I'm doing it.
That's our Zeppelin. Go faster.
I don't think I can.
What about A?
No.
What about... Oh.
Boost is Y, apparently. The morning after.
Well, we murdered those people who beat me at cards. And what's our next mission today?
What's our next crime? I guess we are a pirate.
Yeah, and we love that he's a lovable pirate. The way he murders cravenly is so cute.
Sea Haven can be a rough place,
No
especially
doubt.
when you have no money. I have $2,000. What are you talking about? No money, no crew, and a bad hangover. Take odd jobs and earn as much cash as possible in your search for Big John.
Where's Big John?
We've got to find Big John.
Where is Big John?
It's time to win.
Wait, go forward.
Big John's
It's
money.
crazy how it always looks to me like a shark mouth, like almost a bullet bill mouth on that thing, but it's just the front
Oh yeah.
wing.
I think it's crazy that the fucking propeller's in the back.
Yeah, they were being pretty wacky when they made this plane. Look out for the Devastator, everybody. You have no other planes. Good job.
Oh yeah, I forgot about
Idiot.
having no other planes. Fuck. Did you see that big Duke controller they're showing off?
No, that's the S
Oh,
controller.
was it the S? I thought that the
You can tell it wasn't the Duke because the buttons weren't shaped stupid and put in a bad place.
Nathan, watch out.
What? Dude! This guy sucks!
this guy sucks.
Boss, I thought you said you could fly this thing.
I got us here, didn't I?
I fucking hate this guy so
We need Big
much.
John.
You're right. Let's find him.
Okay, I guess Big John is their Zeppelin pilot.
Yeah, I know, but
But still, be fucking careful.
it's just really starting off on the wrong foot.
It's
with
just
me.
not the kind of vehicle that you want to damage. It just seems like a Zeppelin is sort of a catastrophic failure sort of thing.
Nathan, good to see you.
Doc, it's been a while. How you been?
I've had better days. There he is.
These guys friends of yours?
No, unfortunately, these men are trying to kill me. Get on, Zachary. This ain't your business.
I'm making it my business.
It's my business now, pal. How are the controls, Keith?
They're fine. Very, you know, arcadey controls.
Yeah.
I've been
Do you-
playing a little
is it-
flight sim recently. It's
is-
not really engaging that part of me.
Sure, yeah. Is it an inverted thing?
Yes, it is inverted. That was an option that was on by default. I left it on.
So are you're steering completely with the left stick?
Yes.
Was it uninverted by default?
He couldn't count to
No, it was
20
inverted by
without
default.
taking his shoes off.
Oh. Thought I remembered it being uninverted.
A hero. Take him out.
So it seems like they're working now.
What?
My missiles.
Huh. What? You just crashed into dock.
Got us here, didn't I? I forgot about my boost.
Yeah, he moved you like 2 feet.
I crashed in that plane. Lucky to still be just plugging
You
along.
should be shooting more guns at those planes.
I haven't had like a lot of good shots.
You got a sting.
See that? That worked.
Yeah.
Scientists, do they?
Ah,
How come my friends are not doing anything?
what friends?
This guy's been, I have an ally. I have 2 allies.
What was that all about?
That's only Doc. I don't think he had any weapons.
No, that's my friend.
Oh,
Fuel supply.
That's Doc.
Sounds like Thibodeau's type of racket.
well.
See what I can do about it.
You're a good friend, Nathan.
He sucks.
Follow me to my station. I'll repair your plane.
We should get a burrito at Tacos Don Nacho.
Okay.
Or tacos.
Whatever. Yeah, whatever.
Go land in that thing.
Where I might find Big John.
He took a job running cargo for a local arms dealer. Shouldn't be hard to track down. There you go. Plane's good.
How did we lose him long enough for him to take a whole new job?
Any repairs, just stop by the station.
Oh no.
Nice, Doc.
Yeah, I need someone to repair one of the fucking propellers on my Zeppelin.
And to fly it.
What is that? Is that a mission?
It looks like a race. X.
Zachary.
Ah!
Welcome to the Bandit Rush Challenge. Think you can top my time?
Yes.
How much should we wager?
He's a gambling man.
Oh, 9 is the most I can do.
Wow,
Bet.
paltry.
You're on, Zachary.
Well, obviously full throttle.
Obviously.
Obviously.
Keith! Full throttle Keith!
This is all part of my plan.
Full throttle, half cocked.
Better patch this plane up quick.
Oof.
What are you talking about? I'm fine.
Ooh.
I guess, okay, here's my problem. Ah, fuck. Wait, I had $2,000. How come I only have 900 now?
You had 1,800.
I had did it cost me 200 to fix my plane up after saving Doc?
Maybe.
That's bullshit. Doc. All right. I'm going to win that race now.
Hey, Zachary. Welcome to the Bandit Rush Challenge. Think you can top my time?
Yes,
How
obviously.
much should we wager?
900, of course.
No, you can only wager half maximum. Full throttle, obviously.
Obviously. Oh, God. All right.
It was just a fluke before.
I think you fluked through the easy part. Just this time. I think it was a fluke this time. Also, you're out of fuel. Or
Just out of boost.
out of boost.
So if I had to Immelman right now, I couldn't.
Right. What's that?
Pilot.
It's a challenge.
wings.
Challenge medal.
That's a side challenge marker.
Challenge marker. Sky challenge marker. Keith. Sky challenge marker.
Oh, sky challenge marker. Sorry.
You did it in under a minute, Keith.
I did it in 59 seconds. This is the best time anyone's ever had.
Wow.
And obviously I have to do it one more time to get all my money back, right?
Yeah, of course. There's no way they're going to let you do it again.
Ooh, this looks like a job.
Boss, let's bust up the Cajun's fuel scam. Show them what happens when you mess with a friend of the fortune hunters. Follow me. The tanks are scattered throughout the area. Hit anything that looks like it might hold fuel.
Wow, the Cajuns are at it.
Hey, some issues targeting our fuel tanks.
Ignition.
Hey, why do they have these fuel tanks so close to where Doc lives? And why don't we just take them and use them for us?
Pull that ripcord, rookie. You're done for the day.
Yeah, tomorrow you can go back to crash another plane.
I'm glad you didn't kill them.
All the humanity.
Whoa.
Don't worry, I'm in the water to cool down.
Got it.
I was on fire, but I flew a little bit through the water to fix myself.
You got to stop for repair.
Fuel for the fire.
Sure could use some help out now.
I'm good. Come on. Come on.
Now we're cooking with gas.
Ha. I'm pretty close to death, huh? Yep.
Bustify.
But I still feel pretty good about this.
Well, as long as you feel good about it.
One more tank and this cookout's complete. That's the last of the air support. Now let's finish off those tanks.
Ah! I made it.
I can't wait to see how you're going to crash and burn this.
What?
Oh,
I'm obviously good.
I thought I had it.
I'm obviously good. I'll say that last run was a little risky.
Little hinky.
Nathan,
That was easy enough. Guess the Cajuns just ran out of gas.
Got him.
Nathan, something's rattling under my hood. Maybe I should swing by the repair shop.
Something's burning on your hood. Wait.
Hey Nathan, I'm on fire over here.
Good luck finding Big John.
Good as new.
Good as new. Also, Keith, we're streaming more today than just Crimson Skies.
Oh, that is true.
We're also, after this, going to be streaming The Occupation.
The Hollywood militia gonna come
What's the occupation, you ask?
man the AA gun.
Well, the back of the cover says The Occupation is a first-person, fixed-time investigative thriller set in Northwest England on the 24th of October, 1987.
Protect the crates. Without this shipment, Sea Haven is defenseless.
An explosion has caused a controversial act which threatens the civil liberties of the British population to be rushed into place.
This is also inverted.
I could use a little breathing.
Oh no.
You're fighting a losing.
Got him.
It's just a matter of time before the nation of Hollywood roots out every one of these flea-ridden.
Oh no, the nation of Hollywood.
The nation of Hollywood. Oh no. This is supposedly a real-time game that occurs over 4 hours, The Occupation. And so maybe we'll be playing it. I don't know.
Yeah, I bought some Xbox One games with my old but still functional GameStop employee discount. I just wanted to pick some stuff that I had never heard of that might be an interesting one-off thing to do. So I'll say keyword on might, and also emphasis on never heard of.
Keith, you gotta lead him. What are you doing?
I am leading them.
Nice.
It's hard to judge the difference when I'm the distance when I'm zoomed. Sounds like I've fucking beat him.
I'm glad they had that fanfare there to let you know that you killed all the bad planes and didn't have to keep shooting planes.
I'm the man for the job. Let me finish up here. I'll meet you at the Pandora.
Don't shoot that. Shoot it.
I got Big John back.
Oh. Good.
Yeah, game over.
Glad we got Big John back. In the game, you could get in the multiplayer, you could get in the turrets. That was fun.
In the game, you can also get in the turrets.
In the multiplayer, you could get in the turrets like that, just like that. You could do just like that.
Do you want to do one more mission?
Yeah, let's do one more mission.
Well, I want to get back to the
that looks
Zeppelin.
like a different plane. That looks like a plane you could switch to. On the runway there.
I bet I can't afford it.
What?
Oh, is this just our partner's plane?
No. I don't know. Yeah, just steal that plane. Got him.
Yeah. So for money, I can get this plane.
Damn those
Wait.
fortune hunters.
Oh, there's a shotgun on it.
Wow. Airplane shotgun. The game has been changed. Whoa!
Yo!
Money bags! Get those money bags! Nice. Kill that guy.
I can't believe you can just get all these bags of money. Money, money, money.
Nom, 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 nom. Huh.
Not a lot of money to put in these bags.
No. Dollars are really big in this world.
Yeah.
It's not just like a paper square. It's like a big old thing.
It's taking a kind of a long time to get these little these bags of money. That one had 45. That was a good one.
I think you got both of them at the same time.
I don't know.
So actually, they both had $22.50.
Oh, hey, and there's these guys.
Kill those guys. Shotgun those guys.
I like the
probably
implication here that you're never killing anyone.
Never kill anybody. This is all just for funsies. It's like a video game. They just have to. It's like a video game where if someone blows you up, the copy of your game gets blown up, and you have to buy a new one. It's just Star Citizen.
Surrender your cargo
if your
and no
ship
one
gets
hurt.
stolen, you just need to buy a new ship. That's really funny.
Yeah, this is the fucking Zeppelin
That thing
ruiner.
fucking works. Wow.
This is the worst, by the way. I don't know if anybody's seen me trying to pick these things up. This sucks.
Are you sure you just don't have to be better at it?
Yes.
I think you should get further away to give yourself more aim time. I think you should pull up before you hit the ground.
What?
Yeah.
Sounds fucking stupid.
And I'm here to offer this kind of advice
and now I'm
for
stalling.
free.
So there you go. Now I hit the ground.
That's a good job, idiot. Don't. You can't kill any of those poor bastards.
Hey, I made a ton of money by doing this, though.
Well, good for you.
I should bet it all on a race.
I'm sure your ends justify your means.
Yeah, I wanted the money, and so I shot down that plane. No one died.
Yeah, quite the fortune hunter.
I got the money. And, sorry, didn't you hear? They're Cajuns.
Right, yeah. They're not supposed to be up here, question mark? I don't, what is this?
Nathan, there's a Hollywood scout boat in the harbor. We need you to sink it.
My pleasure.
I love to sink the Hollywood
Well,
Scout
if they're
boat.
Cajuns, it's okay.
Right? Yeah, they would be doing this if they weren't Cajuns.
You know what? It just struck me. I'm not entirely sure that we don't have another earlier run button video of you playing this game for the first time.
No, there's
We
no
should
way.
go back and make sure that we've never done Crimson Skies before. That would be really
I would
fun.
remember. I would remember.
Cover's blown. I need backup. Attention. This settlement is operating in violation
Eliminate the militia threat.
of the Act. You got me.
I love the shotgun. I'm almost out of it, though.
Oh. It's not a forever shotgun.
Yeah, it's not that kind of shotgun that you just fire forever.
That makes
yeah.
it makes it not as good. They should get the forever kind.
I just gotta do a quick Immelman.
Stop flying into that matte painting and get back.
Oops. I shot my shotgun by mistake.
Wow, the sky's just like a sky. Just like a picture of the sky.
Yeah, it's really realistic picture of the sky.
Wow, that fire coming out of your plane looks just like real fire. Hey, you kind of seem like you're losing.
You kind of seem like you're losing. I did that on purpose to throw them off.
Yeah.
This plane's not like super strong.
Yeah. Does the hitting the water help it, or
Yeah, it cools
is that
off
just
the
like
fire.
a style thing?
No, it cools off the fire.
Got it. Wait, where are you going?
Fix the plane.
What the hell is this? Wait, you can fix planes? Are you sure?
Yeah, in the middle of a fight, and they'll just wait for you to get back.
Oh, just you hadn't done it at all thus far, so I just assumed you couldn't.
I've done it twice
have.
so far, actually. And Doc gives you all your ammo back, so.
Whatever, nerd. Shoot them in the face with the shotgun.
Okay. It worked.
Yep.
Why didn't they just put shotguns on dogfight ships? It seems like it works great.
The shots are really big. Yeah.
I want to get this stuff. Ah, fucking. Fine, I won't get it.
Fucking fine.
Just have it float in the air. Nobody cares. It doesn't make the game more realistic that it's in a parachute. Oh, wait, does it?
Huh?
Does it make the game more realistic that it's in a parachute?
That what's in a parachute?
The pickups. All the pickups are in parachutes.
Oh. Yeah.
Sorry.
I guess.
I made the mistake of trying to get Kylie to respond to something that I said. It was an error on my part.
Well, you waited until this was like the first time I looked away from the screen since you started.
Okay.
But I don't remember what I was looking for anyway, so I'm back now. What's that money sign over the Zeppelin? Must be a mission.
Yeah, I think it's a mission, but we're just gonna go tuck our little plane up in there.
Are you gonna get back the old one?
I don't know.
Do you love this plane?
I think
Are
it's
you gonna
okay.
marry it?
See if we can, let's get a cutscene and then we'll call it. We'll take a break and then we're gonna do Operation
The Occupation.
The Occupation.
The Occupation is a first-person, fixed-time investigative thriller set in Northwest England on 24th October 1987. An explosion has caused a controversial act which threatens the civil liberties of the British population to be rushed into place. Events happen in real time, and you have 4 hours to make choices based on the evidence surrounding you. You are the journalist. You decide the narrative. White Paper Games, funded in part by Humble Bundle. There you go. Only on Xbox One. That's not true. I assume. Bulldog. Low. You're right. Low armor on that.
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, I could tell. It's not just that I was not doing good. So I guess we're not at a point where we can get a cutscene. So I guess that's fine. I guess probably
Keith,
we have
this
to do
game's
that.
probably further enhanced on Xbox Series X.
I can tell. This is next
The
gen
Xbox.
gaming.
Well, we're not using the Series X.
Oh, sorry, you're right.
Oh, you know what? Well, this one says Xbox One X enhanced for The Occupation. We don't have a One X, but we have a Series X. It's enhanced, Keith.
Yeah, it's enhanced. No, I want to take this down.
These guys never learn.
I can't wait to learn what civil act. I want to know what governmental act is threatening the civil rights of the British populace in 1987.
No, I want to take down the Zeppelin. It's your fault for needing me.
Protect the cargo.
If you were smart, you wouldn't have needed me so much.
I'm always saying this to my daughter.
Yeah, it's a very normal thing to say to the people that think that they need you. But actually what they need is to fucking get a life.
Yeah, what they need to do is get a life. Wipe your own ass. I'm busy.
Can't you
Can't you see I'm seeking sky fortunes
Can't you
right
find
now?
your own interests? Okay, fine, Big John. I'm coming now. Oh, they all came to find me. That's okay.
I'm taking fire. I could use a little breathing room.
Should use the shotgun, but I didn't.
Here's the drop point. Cover the Pandora while we unload. Heads up. Militia gunboats below.
Oh my god, Keith, could you miss a little bit more, please? I think you're gonna finish this too quickly. Stop it! What are you doing?
Is this what you wanted? Is this what you wanted? Is this what you...
What
Is
are
this
you
what being
doing?
glib gets you? It's what being glib gets you.
Why?
Yes, this is why we're not glib. Okay? What do we learn about being glib? About Crimson
I
Skies.
didn't like that.
Yeah.
Keith,
done.
no.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
Keith, what about the outro music?
Well, we're gonna play it now.
There's
it's coming
the
now.
occupation. It's ready.
It's ready.
It's
We're gonna-
coming. All I need is time to walk down the street and get a burrito and then eat it.
Yeah, we'll be back. We'll be back. It'll be live. We'll be publicly live.
Oh my! Is Call of Duty doing a World War I game?
They already did that. Wait,
No, that was Battlefield. Are they?
Yeah, I guess I just don't care.
No, I mean I just want to know so that I can not care about it.
Yeah, we just want to know about it, and then so we can talk about how much we don't even give a shit. I like to think that I play a little bit more interesting games than Call of Duty.
I just want to play Metal Gear.
Okay, bye.
Going out for my burrito. I'm walking right now.
That's fine. Oh, for everyone else, we're taking the stream down, but we're still here. We're gonna be back, so hold steady.
Getting a burrito, and then we're gonna play the occupation.
I'm not even taking the stream down. I'm just gonna mute. I mean, I'm gonna
Okay.
take it down for a second just to get a new thing separate on
should
the list.
Hit A on the occupation.